When this couple got married, they were informed that they would never have children. However, just when all hope seemed lost, they discovered they were expecting multiple babies. The circumstances surrounding this revelation sparked a lot of conversation. Being deeply loved by someone provides you with strength, while loving someone else gives you courage. You would go to great lengths to ensure their happiness and fulfillment. This was the essence of Jess and Chris's relationship. Their love was so profound and genuine that nothing could tear them apart. What they shared was rooted in true friendship, trust, and sacrifice. While this couple enjoyed a strong relationship, they also encountered their share of challenges. They often had differing opinions on various issues and sometimes preferred to approach things in their own ways. Additionally, they didn't share all the same passions. However, many people believe that such differences can enhance a relationship. Sometimes, couples can be complete opposites and still thrive together. For Jess and Chris, each day was a conscious choice to select one another, and that's the key to making a relationship work. After dating for a few years, Jess and Chris got married. Jess worked as a primary school teacher and returned home in the evenings. Hours later, Chris would also return, and once he did, they would tell each other how their day went, leaving out even the tiniest details. This couple was also very adventurous, spicing up their marital life in a beautiful way. Every day felt like a honeymoon. During this period, it was all roses, but their life was only a few months away from falling apart. If only good times lasted forever. A few months after getting married, one night, Jess and Chris discussed starting a family. When the conversation ended, they were elated because they had reached the same conclusion. Both of them decided that they were ready to have children. While some couples prefer to spend enough time with each other before starting a family, Jess and Chris wanted theirs immediately. They fancied the idea of growing up with their kids. As soon as we got married, we talked about how we wanted to have children, as we wanted them quite young to do things with them, Jess said. Unfortunately, while they expected to fall pregnant immediately, it turned out to be a long wait. After trying for a couple of months, the couple didn't see any need to get excessively worried just yet. So, each night they shared together, they would smile, believing they would soon have a reason to celebrate. But they soon realized how wrong they were. When it was almost a year and nothing had changed in their situation, they began to panic. What they learned during this period also drained any remaining hope they had left. Soon enough, Jess and Chris visited the hospital for a checkup. When the results came out, the doctors found nothing wrong with Chris, but that wasn't the case for Jess. What the scan revealed eventually made them consider something that had never crossed their minds. The test results showed Jess's eggs were similar to those of a woman in her 40s. Without mincing words, the doctors told the devastated couple that they would never be able to have kids naturally. It was a shocking truth that left Jess and her husband trembling all day. All this while, they had hoped something good would come out of their misery. Even though doubt sometimes crept in, somewhere inside them, they still believed they would become a mom and dad soon. But now, hearing the doctors say such bitter words, they felt as if someone had suddenly snatched their lives away from them. That day, they left the clinic reeling with pain. Even though they held each other's hands as Chris drove home, it didn't lessen their agony. Both of them withdrew into an inner world and felt incredibly lonely there. Regardless, one thing was certain. They were in this together. Chris assured Jess she didn't have to feel less of a woman because of the doctor's diagnosis. They were going to weather the storm together, but how long would it be before they lost their faith? A few days later, the couple contacted their doctor again, who suggested IVF. He assured them that they could have their own kids through medical treatments. So, the couple took his words to heart. Little did they know it wouldn't be as simple and easy as it sounded. Sadly, in no time, they would be back to square one. In 2017, Jess attempted an IVF treatment offered by the NHS. She placed all her hope in the procedure and even became very cheerful. Chris was thrilled to see his wife come out of her shell. It had been very difficult watching her shed tears every night, and all he could do was offer comforting words. So, he was finally glad they were moving in the right direction. Well, it seemed that way until the IVF results came back and the doctor delivered some devastating news. The IVF treatment had failed. All Jess could do was stare into space as the doctor revealed the results of the treatment. As much as she tried to cry, not even a single tear dropped. Instead, it was her heart that shed tears. She felt trapped in an imaginary prison, with someone she didn't even know holding the key. At this point, Jess was at a low ebb, and Chris became her strength. Watching her friends fall pregnant during this period didn't make it any easier. It was agonizing to watch my friends get pregnant, and we even started considering moving from Canada to Australia, she revealed. In no time, Jess and Chris began discussing other treatment plans with their doctor. They didn't care if it would cost thousands of pounds. Luckily, as things turned out, they didn't need to worry about finances, at least not yet. The couple learned that all the eggs from the first IVF treatment didn't go through a full cycle, meaning they were still eligible for another IVF through the NHS. However, rather than pursuing IVF a second time, they were advised to try intracytoplasmic sperm injection, ICSI, a treatment that injects sperm directly into the eggs. Counting their losses, the couple proceeded with this treatment. However, they weren't as excited as the first time. They didn't want to raise their hopes only to have them shattered. But luckily for them, it didn't come to that. A few weeks after this treatment, something heartwarming happened. Jess fell pregnant. Ever since, each day felt like a festive occasion in their household. A scan later revealed the happy duo was expecting a baby girl, and they couldn't contain their excitement. Little did they know they would soon have double reasons to celebrate. In due time, the couple welcomed their princess, Ada. They were certain she would be their only child, and they were perfectly okay with that. We always wanted more than one child, but when we had Ada, we knew there was a chance she would be an only child, Jess explained. After Ada's arrival, the couple halted all medical treatments and focused on raising their girl. They even moved from Leeds to York and found a small apartment there for their family of 3. But if anyone had told them they would someday move into a bigger apartment, they would have exclaimed, "No way!" Well, sit back and watch how things turned out for this lucky couple. It all began with Jess experiencing pregnancy symptoms, but since they had already given up on conceiving naturally, they didn't think in that direction. However, they decided it was best to visit the hospital, and that was when they learned Jess was pregnant. The couple couldn't believe their ears and just kept asking if this test result was really theirs. The kind doctor understood their plight and reassured them that the result was indeed theirs. After some weeks, a scan revealed they were having twin boys, and they almost passed out from sheer happiness. In due time, Jess went into labor and welcomed her twin boys. Their birth was nothing short of spectacular. Twin Eric arrived on January 19th at 11:52 p.m., followed by little Albert just 10 minutes later on January 20th at 12:02 a.m. But that's not all. The differences between these adorable twins are truly remarkable. Eric has dark brown hair inherited from his dad and is a Capricorn, while Albert sports blonde hair from his mom and is an Aquarius. How incredible! Upon hearing the news of her pregnancy, Jess exclaimed, "I was excited and overwhelmed when we found out we were having twins. I couldn't believe it. I didn't fully accept it until they were born. I'm just so grateful." When Jess and Chris first held their boys in their arms, they were overcome with tears of joy. With the arrival of the twins, the couple decided to sell their 3-bedroom terraced house and move into a larger home. To be honest, it wasn't an easy journey. The family faced many unexpected adjustments, but they embraced it all with good faith. It's all worth it. Every bit of chaos in the house, all the cleaning, and all the late nights. It's 100% worth it, Chris said. For Jess, it was a tiring experience, but she was more than happy to take on her role as a mother. I'm really keen to know your thoughts on this story, so please don't hesitate to share your insights in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and found it engaging, I invite you to subscribe to our channel for more similar content. Feel free to share this video. Take good care of yourselves, and I'm excited to connect with you in our future videos.